The gargantuan armor-clad form of the god of justice, Tyr, squares off with Hal'Rek. Vanya dashes off into the shadows, watching on as Stone, stuck in an ethereal wormhole in time, watches alongside Olmstis and some future version of himself. And, not far off, Zarin stands upright, great sword in hand, as he looks into the eyes of the angelic warrior who just lifted his visor. He looks into the empty, golden eyes of the man who killed his wife. Hello and welcome to another adventure with Myths and Mystics. We're an actual play 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. To my right, Gerald Waldrop as Zarin, the Changeling Avenger.
Hail and well met.
Vanya, the half-drow assassin, is played by Natasha Waldrop.
Hi, ready to play.
And Matt Murphy as Stone, the human mystic.
Hello and welcome back.
Wow, what happened to me? Like partway through that, I just derailed.
You should probably watch this show for a little while to get these character names.
I should probably figure it out.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for joining us on the maybe not the live stream tonight per se, but for those of you downloading us on the podcast, we still have a very strong contingent. We're still averaging around 100 some odd downloads per week, and I appreciate y'all turning out for that and telling your friends. It's good to see y'all showing up for that. Downloading us, putting us in your pocket. Yeah.
Oh.
Good place to be.
Matt, I think what threw me off was Matt just revealed a tasty nugget during the intro music. Mm-hmm. Mind you, like when you guys listen to the intro music, right, the little theme song there, like we have in the real world.
Jokes.
Yeah, we have a minute and a half where we're like, ha ha fuck, and we tell jokes.
We're to each prepare a joke to tell during that time.
Well, Matt disclosed that he lost 7 pounds in 1 week.
Yeah.
The last time I lost 7 pounds in a week, I had the stomach flu.
Right?
Yeah.
Matt apparently just didn't drink beer.
No.
No?
I did not drink beer. No, it's a plan that my wife and I have done before. Works very well.
Ah.
It's all healthy. It's
Not sponsored. Moving on. No.
Yeah. I won't mention what, but you're on the edge of your seats. Yep.
Well, that's good.
But needless to say, I
curious.
didn't have any beer throughout the week.
Yeah.
So it's good to have one now.
Yeah.
Not that that's what's in this mug.
Right.
This is water.
Pure wholesome goodness. That's all we drink here.
Absolutely.
That's right, kids.
Speaking of pure wholesome goodness, where we left off last time, y'all were fighting the Lord of Vengeance, Hal'Rek, in his nasty obsidian form. And golly, you guys were doing so good.
Golly.
Golly.
Golly gee, Steve.
I mean, I'll tell you, you had Stone use the Cronus Orb, his special trinket from Olmstis.
Yes.
He's been waiting.
Yes, he
Glad
had,
I used it here.
Right.
Seeing what it did.
yeah.
Pretty cool.
Used it on a boar out in the woods. Oh, wow. Should have saved that.
That was complete overkill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so created a hole in the space-time vortex. Maybe you'll see Captain America there. I don't know. Not a sponsor. And
Silver Surfer.
yeah,
showed
Silver
up.
Surfer. Yeah. And so some weird things are happening. Tyr showed up with his angelic army, and where we last left off, one of them lifted his visor, turned to Zarin to congratulate him on doing a good job. And it turned out to be none other than the man who killed your wife.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's a little plot twist, I would
I think
think.
Zarin Aaron's probably going to be paused, trying to contemplate the meaning of this.
Yes. So
I'm looking in.
yeah. So
I
Stone
can
is
see this like it's.
Yeah, you're stuck right now. The way the Chronos Orb works, you are stealing yourself from the next round of combat. So you're now conjoining in the space-time continuum. So in 6 seconds, you'll be back together.
No, false. In 6 seconds, another me will have teleported me back to them, and I will be stuck in this loop forever.
You're only gone for a split second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then you're back. I'm not sure what just got knocked over, but
No, but if
Yeah.
me from the future
Yeah.
got sucked
We're
back by
not-
me from
no.
the past. No, we need to talk this through.
we're not going to have this conversation.
Yeah, I gotta.
now.
This is what Stone's thinking about. How
Yeah.
long do I have before I'm sucked back
Yeah,
by the third me? What happens to the first me?
How many orbs were there?
Oh gosh.
So yes, right now you are for some reason joined by Olmsted in this space-time continuum. For some reason, he's
What if
there.
the future stone came back and stopped you from smashing the stone, or showed up with the orb, or with the time orb? Never mind. Keep going.
paradox? And so Tyr has just showed up, and he is now stomping towards Hal'Rek, who has been blasted by the remnant of the Chronos Orb there, and Tyr pulls out the Redican, his great sword, and he walks up and he's pointing it straight at Hal'Rek, and Hal'Rek pulls himself up, and his he had these big black obsidian javelins. They now are forming into his mighty great sword that he has, and they're starting to square up against each other. And in that
Stone's
moment,
just eating popcorn.
how the hell did you get popcorn? You're gonna get ants in the space-time continuum.
What are you doing here?
I should be asking you that. What the hell did you do?
I smashed that thing you gave me.
You're lucky you didn't kill us all. No one knows what that thing does. And here, look at out, here we are. So Stone and Olmsted are just floating on the sidelines, watching on in this ethereal plane.
Yep.
Vanya, what are you doing?
I thought I was. I mean, I just dodged out of the
You did dodge.
danger.
Ducking.
So, yeah, I'm just watching if. Where's Mara?
She's nowhere to be found. So then we cut over to Zarin, who is
That sounded like a dodge.
you dodged, I dodged, everybody dodged.
Hey, dodge.
No.
I duck.
Steve, I'm gonna need you to roll for
Yeah.
that one.
Zarin, you're getting your wits about you.
Okay.
All the other noise on the battlefield's kind of subsided as you're looking at this guy who's about your height, but thinner frame. He's wearing very angelic sort of godlike armor and perfect features on his face. His eyes are almost like a solid gold, and definitely recognizable from the dream that you were in as the person who killed your wife. And he starts to walk towards you a bit while he has a long sword that's up on his shoulder, and he's saying something to you. It's probably some sort of cordial formalities, sort of, getting the lay of the land sort of nonsense. Battlefield talk, we'll call it. But he's walking up to you. What do you do?
So I hear the Charlie Brown's mom sort of. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's a little bit of that. Yep.
I knew your face.
He stops. So, pardon me?
I saw your face in my dream.
I'm sorry, you must be mistaken, friend.
Am I?
Not
You
sure.
wouldn't murder an innocent woman.
He says, I'm one of the agents of justice. Of course I wouldn't murder someone innocent.
All right.
Future me, what's he talking about? I don't know, past me. I haven't made it past this part either.
Some psychobabble is what it sounds like.
Let's get out of here.
Sounds good. All this shit's boring to me anyways. I have things to sell back at the hub.
I think at this point, Zarin is probably going to put together that Mara is the one that put this face in his vision and not be fully trusting of it.
Yeah, could it
And
all
if-
be a ruse?
Right, some sort
A
of
hoax.
ruse. And then there's also this much more important what's going on here. I think he's probably going to be, at this point, the enormity of these two gods facing off. I know, Zarin knows he has the Relic of Light as well, which was once part of Tyr's blade, which he may need.
Why don't? And I'll let you decide if you want to do this or not.
All right.
Why don't you roll an insight check?
I will do insight.
Dun dun dun.
Not so
3 on the
insightful.
die.
So in this moment, you've got a whole mix of emotions, and a lot of your battlefield instincts are kicking in of just do what you got to do. Sort of what you were saying as far as take care of the task at hand. But as you're looking at this guy, you cannot shake the fact that you saw his face in the dream, and it is clinging to you, even though you know you gotta take care of the task at hand.
Then he will head toward Tyr, locking eyes with this figure as he moves forward. We are not finished yet. And then move toward Tyr.
He says, "Yes, we must deal with this evil one, the Lord of the Sinners." And
Zarin will clutch the relic around his neck as he moves toward Tyr.
yes, so we had initiative drawn up last time, and I cannot. I think it ended with.
I was last.
yeah,
I rolled a
Stone.
1 plus my
Yeah.
bonus. Gerald, you rolled a 2.
Yeah.
You got a better roll.
Oh, so it's Hal'Rek's turn.
Yeah, it was definitely.
Yeah.
It started up with the baddies and then trickled down to us.
Trickle down.
All right, so Hal'Rek, he's laughing maniacally off in the background, and he lifts up a hand to big obsidian-like hand that doesn't have the great sword, and as he does, the obsidian rips back, and his ethereal hand sort of pokes out, and he attacks Tyr, but it is most definitely an area of effect. So I'm going to need, it would be Vanya, even though you're hiding down there, you're going to be on the battlefield. Same thing with Zarin. If you could roll a dexterity saving throw.
2. That's Vanya.
I'm going to show you how it's done.
Critical for Zarin.
Clutching the amulet of light,
It's a 10 for me.
battering back. Oh, you have a plus 3 from being in my aura.
Yay, 13.
Okay.
The human stat book known as Gerald.
So he opens up his hand, and this just beam of this intense radiant fire erupts out of his hand, and it just douses Tyr, and Tyr lifts up a gauntlet to block it, and it's clinging to him like napalm. But Vanya, you are going to take 18 points of damage.
Ooh.
And
That
Zarin,
takes you from 31 down
you're going to take 9.
That's wrong.
9. And he laughs again, and then he lifts up his sword towards Tyr, and he says, You will fall before me today." And as he does that, he lays down his arm towards the ground, the one that he had just opened up, and part of the army now starts to spawn in upright, and
Whoa.
he ducks his arm kind of underneath the obsidian, so he's now fighting one-handed with a great sword, and there are now 4 of the obsidian baddies on the ground. It is now Vanya's turn.
Okay. You said the obsidian baddies, those are the things like
His
the people
army.
that were in his tomb or whatever.
Yeah.
His
Yes.
temple. Both
Correct.
things.
And you notice that the 4 that are down there on various parts of their body, they are glowing this neon orange from between the flamethrower, then also his spell that he cast. Yeah.
These hopped off of him to fight.
Yep.
So theoretically, he may be opening himself up to weak spots.
Yep.
The
Right.
more of these he loses. So
Where from him did they jump off?
Off of his arm.
Ah, right.
yeah.
But it's ethereal, right?
Luckily, you have magical weapons that were imbued by ochre. That wasn't completely useless.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to sneak attack
Surprise.
Hal'Rek. Because
Oh,
I'm just not sure I'm going to do
could have
any
sneak attacked
damage
me. I didn't even see that.
to the obsidian things just because they were so hard to damage and I don't have any fire. I don't think so. Is there fire
Just keep
by
in
me?
mind, they're gonna
There's no
each
fire by you.
they're gonna each get an attack. You know, like this is boss battle where he unleashes. You know, you got the big boss in the video game, and then he's got like
Ads.
little things coming at you, right?
Yeah.
And you got to kind of clear those out as they come, or you're gonna die. So
All right.
You might be able to find some magic pellets. If you eat those, the bad guys will run away from you.
eat the closest pellets you find.
Yeah, if you find
Hope
any-
it's not horse poop.
Yeah, hopefully it's not, pills.
All right. So you said they have some weak
Acid.
spots.
They do.
All right. I will go aim. I will aim at one of the weak spots of the obsidian
Okay.
creature
the obsidian
things.
boys.
Whatever they are. What do they look like?
They are sort of these faceless, black, jagged, roughly hewn humanoid figures. And their arms don't really have like hands. They just kind of turn into like these spikes and whatnot.
Eek. Okay.
And obsidian's like black glass,
Yeah.
Right.
shardy.
Shardy. Shardy.
Oh,
It's a 19.
Okay. Go and roll damage.
Okay.
So Vanya lifts her a frosty crossbow. Hopefully the ice doesn't cool down the fire.
It's not.
Yeah, that doesn't
There.
happen.
Roll that.
That don't happen.
It shouldn't.
Actually. Yeah.
So
It's
she
a sneak attack.
Yep. Roll this one too.
Oh.
looses the bolt,
Only 1d4 though, right?
Yep.
flies
And,
across the
oh,
battlefield,
That's good.
smacks into the obsidian boy.
that was
28
really, really
plus 6.
strong rolls there.
Yeah.
And
34.
The
Did I give you the wrong one?
this particular guy that you were fighting, his leg up to his hip was like this bright neon orange, and it just blasts his leg off, and he spins, and he's down on the ground. He is prone, and his face lifts up, and he like is kind of like, I don't know, crab walking with his arms. That's the sound he makes.
Tripod walking.
Yep.
Okay, so I want to cunning action. Mm-hmm. Is that my bonus action?
Yes.
Okay. I want to hide
Yeah, me too.
from this thing crawling at me.
All right.
I might yelp a little. Oh no!
That didn't look
What's
so
your
good.
bonus on that? That was an
I
8
think, yeah, I
plus
think it's a
1,000.
I think it's a 19
plus 11.
plus 11. Yeah. Yep. 19.
How should I do it, folks?
Vanya believes that she is hidden.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I know. All right. It is now Zaren's turn.
All right. I will be clutching and trying to channel the power of that relic toward Hal'Rek. As I Misty Step as a bonus action past these creatures, the obsidian creatures, as close as I can to that wing point, to the place where there's the hole in the armor, and trying to drive my greatsword into Hal'Rek's vulnerable spot with that enchantment.
Interesting. Okay, roll.
And
roll attack.
Roll it.
of course, I have my abjuration on him as well.
Of course, as one does.
So close to a crit.
It's a 19.
Rolled a
and
natural
10.
19.
Okay,
Do you want me to grab him, please?
Sure. Thank you.
and roll that damage.
Roll
Your
that.
19 plus
Gonna channel some
many.
smite into there.
You're going after Hal'Rek, not after the obsidian things.
Well, he just went. Oh no. I dropped a d8.
So Zaren turns into this misty vapor that weaves its way through the battlefield past the obsidian guard, and He poofs.
He rolls
He
ones.
poofs in front of.
What's up with your die there,
Hal'Rek.
Matt?
Letting you work out all the ones.
12. 18. Well, 6, so 30 or 24 damage.
24. All right. And then you've got your second attack.
Yes.
And if you hit.
What?
Nice.
That's a nat 20.
Got a critical there.
It's a crit.
When you do your second attack, do you want to just double whatever your original damage was? Just make
I'll
that.
tell you in a second.
I mean,
Sure, so 24, that would be about 50. I was actually critting. I can channel a second level smite into that. So it's going to be like an extra 10 damage. So that would be about 60 damage.
yeah, 58.
But yeah. Yep.
Plus your original 24.
Yes.
I ain't gonna bother with making bad guys.
Called an even 80. nice and easy.
All right. So Zarin, again, Misty steps up and with a giant uppercut sort of swing, he just jabs a sword into that weak spot in the armor. And as you do that, you feel
such a perfect time to crit.
the first blow, you feel chunks of the obsidian around that hole in the center break off and fall down inside, and they're kind of rattling around in, like a maraca, and like a really weird big, maraca. And your second hit, as you spin around and strike up into that area again, you feel it connect, and Hal'Rek howls in pain.
Okay.
Like a
Good
dog,
job.
apparently.
Back to the abyss with you.
And Stone.
Channeling white, radiant, fiery energy in, just yelling. Dragon Ball Z style.
Since I'm not physically there, like, when do I come back? This
You-
round, next round?
You'll be coming back now. So
Now.
it's you
Okay, I'm
effectively
poofing in.
you do your attack, the enemies do theirs, and you're not there for it because you're rematerializing, and now you're bamfing back in.
You do you.
And Olmsted says, "Well, I guess this is where you get off. See ya." And he
Still
boots
don't
ya.
know why you're here.
Me neither. And Stone, you drop down into place, and
Oh, but when I do, I'm on my knees with my fist on the ground, and then I look up slowly. Yes.
yes, that's the safest way to land, I hear. And you are. You would be back where you were. Mm-hmm. So you would have been up
On that waist high to
that
Hal'Rek.
building, yeah, and with the flamethrower still.
Well,
Bam.
I mean,
Light 'em up.
flame on. Man, I don't remember the damage on
It's
that.
3d8
And I get a plus
dexterity.
dexterity.
That's
I
what
have
I'm working with here.
dexterity. It's +3, I'm pretty sure, yeah. All right.
Who you going for?
+3, I'm going Hal'Rek because I was right by him.
You know what?
No, he-
I say I'm gonna go for Hal'Rek, and you
Yeah.
guys are like, you gotta get the little people first, and I'm
Yeah.
the only one working on the little people now.
I mean, he let them all off.
I didn't say go for the little people, just to. But you do also have
They're
your.
going after you guys. I was behind him on that ledge.
Right.
So I don't think I can get those guys with this flame.
Oh,
I'm going after Hal'Rek with
Okay. All right.
Burnation.
a burninating. Here we go.
You are
+3.
using-
Burninator.
Are you not using the
That was-
empowerment where they have to roll an intelligence save and net for half instead of you having to
Of
roll?
course I am. Why would you need to
I thought
ask?
that's one of like the 10-minute.
Hang on just a
imbuement
minute. Let
that
me
you
go ahead
put
and
on.
look that up.
Yeah, I don't think you were using that at
No.
all.
What was that- what
I've
was
been
that 10?
focused. If it was a focus thing, I was focused on my iron durability at the moment.
Okay.
But he just had so much time to change his focus
I did.
while he was in the ethereal plane.
Concentration.
No.
I felt like you did something that was giving you.
Right, remember
Some
we were
sort
we just watched that where you had like a 10-minute, like it was the Mario Star, it's running out. What was the special enhancement you put on it?
No, that.
I think it was advantage on your attack or something.
Oh, the weapon.
Or-
I made it a magical weapon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't give myself anything that was.
Okay.
I augmented it, so it's got a +3 bonus to its attack and damage rolls. So, what did I just roll?
You didn't.
7. So
Oh.
that was a 10 plus that's a 13. 13 on the attack.
Okay, so it's not enough to hit, but he will do half damage. So go
Okay.
ahead and And
Damage with what again?
3d8 plus your dexterity modifier plus your 3 magics.
Magical fire.
3d8 is 18.
Plus your...
6, 24.
Yep. All right, so half that.
20.
Magical fire.
24, 12.
Cool. And as you do that, you see that the fire again is pouring all over him, and his legs mostly, and some of his back is getting hit with this fire just from the splash damage. And anything else, Stone? Anything else?
No.
All right. So the Obsidian army, the 4 that dropped down, there's one that's kind of crawling around, and you see that one of the angels. There are 3 of them. One walks up to it, and just with his sword, he stabs straight through one of the molten orange pieces, and the sword goes straight through down to the ground, impaling him there in place. And he pulls out 2 short swords. So he is standing by doing his thing, and then the other 2 angels are now squaring off with the 3 other Obsidian boys, which will now be how I refer to them for the rest of the episode.
The Obsidian boys.
You got to watch out for them Obsidian boys
Them
coming
little
through.
boys down there.
Hey,
They're obsidian chopping there with them. They're nice for hands.
Yeah, nice for hands. So with that, Hal'Rek, he looks less than impressed with what's going on. He's very agitated, and he turns about. He looks at Zarin, but then he turns around and he looks at Stone.
Into my fire. Ooh, to the face. So he takes a lot more damage now, right? Probably the full damage at this
Opportunity
point.
attack. He's looking.
The fire's just kind of like.
Can I sneak
going
attack
all over.
before he turns all the way?
Does 19 hit you, Stone? Does 19
No, you gotta have like a D100 to hit me.
D100?
I've never been hit before. So
This is not true.
What's my armor
Sorry.
class?
Not 19.
It's not 19. I'll tell you that much.
I feel like it's 14 or 15.
Yeah, I think that's pretty true.
Somewhere in there. You don't wear
16.
you don't even wear a shirt.
It's 16. No, I have
Distraction
immortal.
bonus.
Truth be told, I can't wear armor. If I put on armor, it will take my AC down.
Yep.
So because I have immortal durability.
Tell that to my plate mail.
All right. So he
Wait a second. He's attacking me. Can I do an instantaneous or not? Because my turn's over.
Reaction.
It's reaction, yeah.
only.
I can do a reaction.
A reaction.
A reaction?
A reaction.
Hang on.
Yeah, you have the.
Wait.
There's a built-in reaction on the flamethrower, right?
Wait a
Oh
second.
yeah, there's a reaction that says duck. Avoid all damage.
He does have a +1 AC per psi point spent reaction.
Oh.
No, I have something called baleful transposition.
Ah, that's a bonus action, I think.
It's an action.
So it's not a reaction.
Man.
See, I don't understand. Okay.
But
He's
Jerry,
the top of the. That's my action though, right?
Jerry said you have a reaction that you can use.
Yeah, you're gonna have to jack your AC. Oh, if you can get +5 AC, you could make it miss.
What's it called?
It's under your iron durability, I believe. That
Iron
discipline.
durability gives me a +1 bonus to my AC. I've already got that, so I'm at 17.
The focus. What's that discipline? There's because you get multiple powers in that discipline, and
Wow,
one
focus. That's part of the immortal.
The blade is flying your way.
I do.
All right.
Coming down.
One reaction, you gain +1 per psi point AC.
That's it.
That's really
Yeah.
good.
I'll
good.
spend.
That's
I
really
was at
good.
17 already.
That's
So
really
I'll
good.
spend 3.
All right.
No, it has to be above. If he hits.
Yeah, he
if-
hit a 19, and he spends 3 to go up to 20.
Oh, I thought he was at 16.
All right. So the first attack, the obsidian blade starts to fly over your head, and you're able to psionically duck,
He found the duck button.
Psionic duck.
which is now how I'll refer to any time that you use that ability.
If you could dodge a wrench,
Side
dodge Hal'Rek.
So you duck down, and he then, that horizontal move now goes to an overhead slamming motion with the blade.
Oh.
Oh, the
And-
flat of the blade. That's good. That's less deadly.
Sure, he's going to use the flat side of the blade for a non-lethal strike. Should he do enough damage? Does 20 hit? Or are you going to...
Well, I
you can
just
only
had my
side duck
20.
once, right?
Oh, man.
I think you can.
I
only
boomed.
say that
I
once.
boosted. Wait a second. That was a reaction.
Yeah.
How long does it boost for?
Probably
All
until
right.
his next round.
Can I do another reaction?
No, you only have
You
one.
only get the one, buddy.
Oh,
Can I
man.
use my action?
No.
No. Next time.
I'm going to start rolling the damage
No, it
dice.
says duration. Next turn end.
Yes.
Okay.
So I still have an AC of 20.
But he still hit ya.
Yeah.
I hit 20.
He hit 20.
Doesn't the defender win?
Nope.
I spent 4.
Okay, well, this time...
Did I see 3? I meant 4.
He brings the flat side of the blade. Thank God, because if he had used the real side, it would hurt even worse. This comes down for 28 damage.
Yeah.
Ha! I laugh in the face of damage.
And
I've never taken any.
as it crashes down, it cleaves into the house that you're standing on, and you are going to fall down into the house. I need you to do a dexterity saving throw.
Why are you so mad at me?
Yeah.
What did I
Dual
do?
flamethrower, space-time continuum,
Dexterity save.
side duck. Mostly just side duck at this point.
Side duck. That's a new show coming out.
Remember, he hasn't taken the time to redraw our characters, Matt.
Just dexterity, not athletics or any of those things. Okay, here we go.
Just
Plus
a dexterity
3.
saving
Saving
throw.
You do get a +3 bonus from me.
So this is
Never mind. Doesn't matter.
So that altogether, mine would be a 5. With yours is an 8. So I dodge.
No good.
So as you fall down into the house, you take another 3 points of damage as you stub your toe on something
Aw.
falling in.
Your toe is completely
So I was
gone.
at 31, and now I'm at 28.
3 of your toes are broken.
You fall down to the first floor, and as you look up, because you had the button continuously pressed on the flamethrower,
Great. So the building's on fire.
it is on fire, and it looks like it's trailing back to the flamethrower. You need to make some quick moves here. But it is now Tyr's turn, and he stomps forward, and he says, Hal'Rek, it's time for you to face the judgment of Tyr. And
Fuck you.
he steps forward, and he brings the Redican down. But Hal'Rek, he's able to sort of kind of glean off of it, and the Redican slams down into the ground, and it shakes the ground around you. The other angels and the Obsidian boys, they're locked in combat. It's now Vanya's turn.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is Tyr about the same size as Hal'Rek? Like, what's their
He's-
size comparison?
So Hal'Rek's about 12 feet or
Okay.
so, 11, 12 feet tall. And then your boy Tyr, he's like 15, so he's a few feet taller.
Okay.
They're big boys.
Okay. I figured they were, but I didn't know how they were up against her. I'm going to sneak attack. Are there any of the Obsidian boys not taken care of at this time? You said there were 3 angels, but there were 4 Obsidian things?
Yeah, angels seem to have it pretty well locked in.
Okay. How far is Hal'Rek from me now?
He's, call it 40 feet, 50 feet.
Okay. Do I have a vantage, like I can see one of his weak spots?
Mhm.
Okay. I will sneak attack one of them. Is there, I mean, how close is it to the house that's on fire? Is there any way I can have my arrow go through fire first?
It would literally have to like do a U-turn.
Do that.
Okay.
If you can make your arrow pivot around his axis.
I mean, you do have like a +11 bonus, I'm pretty sure.
I have.
I mean,
Wait, don't I have that like whisper thing?
Oh, that's true.
you do. You do.
Can I?
Aims it through the fire and it hits him anyway.
Yes.
Perfect.
That is what I want to do.
Okay.
It doesn't say I can't. It says
It doesn't say I can't.
Fuck this game.
it will unfailingly strike.
DM's
Yes.
favorite words. It
Yep.
doesn't say
Yeah,
I can't.
I ripped that one from Reddit too. So I guess I learned my lesson. That's what happens when you steal shamelessly. All right, so Vanya, you lift your bow. From cover, you launch an arrow, a frosty arrow, through the fire, and as it sails off into the night sky,
Through the fall.
you see what looks like a shooting star come back around, and it zips down and it smacks Hal'Rek in the back of the head.
Sneak
for-
attack time.
for
it's
how many-
the right time.
How many damage?
Do I have to roll an attack?
No,
No.
because it unfailingly
No, he
hits.
said roll damage.
Okay. So, whoop,
And it would
sorry.
be a sneak attack.
down.
It's 4d6 or 5.
No idea where that die went.
There it goes.
3 extra, so 4 total, yeah.
Okay, and 1d4. Here we go.
As the arrow
Aw,
comes back
not as great as
down.
the
No,
last
4
one.
extra. Roll another one. Sorry, you're level.
Some low-looking numbers over there, friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry. 14 plus 6. That should be 20. That's it.
20. Excellent. All right. So smacks him in the back of the head, and you see little embers of obsidian flake off and shoot off the front of his face.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
we've lost 3 dice tonight. We don't ever do this. 3 are on the floor.
Don't touch mine.
There they go. There they go. All right,
know,
and then
what
you're
is up
going
tonight?
to
Hide.
cunning action. You?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Go for it. Yep, you're hidden. Wait, what? Wait, what?
No.
What?
That's a cocked
That's
die.
a cock die. It is.
It is cocked.
I use Psyduck. I have cock die. You have multiple attacks. You guys have a story for everything.
Yeah, right? Reroll all ones.
That's that looks like a 1 to me.
It looks like it. You would think that by looking at it, but it is cocked.
Yeah.
Don't.
It was cocked.
You pushed it the wrong way.
Okay.
So I'm
It
getting
was
reroll.
clear. If the wall wasn't there, it would have landed on a 1. But hey, rolls be rolls.
Roll again. So
How satisfying.
a 1 nearly beaten by a 2.
13.
You feel like you're pretty hidden.
I mean, he has no idea where my arrow came from. 'Cause
Yeah.
it totally did
You're right.
amazing
it
things.
did. It went way off into nowhere. All right, Zarin, you're up.
Why isn't this guy dying? All right.
Because he's the
More.
big bad.
He must be like a god of sin or something. He said the sinner's something.
Yeah, the sinners.
Yeah.
Sinner.
All right.
Do you remember?
Then
Do you remember, Zarin? The word that was hissed into the back of your head as you were being restrained. The word that was hissed as your wife was being killed.
no.
Sinner.
Sin.
Do you remember that?
You're trying to throw me off my game. What's I'm still attacking Hal'Rek for right now.
Okay.
Is his back to him now because he turned around towards stone?
It is.
Does that mean it's advantage?
It means absolutely nothing.
Nothing. I will be putting the hunter's mark on him.
Laser pointer comes out. A bunch of cats go nuts.
All right, so what is my 19 to hit?
That does hit.
All right. A little smite.
A little smite.
2 other d8s.
Diet,
I don't know.
smite.
We've lost a bunch of die tonight.
D6. too.
Dice.
Dice.
Multiple dice.
Dice.
Oh, look it. A 1.
And a
Nope.
2.
You gotta re-roll that.
A child runs onto the battlefield.
Oh no! What is she doing here?
She's going back.
This is not a safe place to be. There we go. Plus 639 damage total on that attack.
Boy. All right.
Smite hard. All right, and then I will attack again. Drive this blade
Yes.
deeper
Ass.
into his spiritual form.
So I feel like this.
I think he should.
That,
I think that should count as a 22.
I agree.
What?
It's
Which
doubles.
one?
How often does that happen?
I got doubles.
He got doubles. I see 22.
I did too.
Oh, let me guess. One of them is cocked to the side as well. Oh shit! Better re-roll. All right, so
Roll ones and twos, right?
your first attack cleaves down into like the kidney region, and with all the fire damage that was there, it looks like this is starting to create structural integrity issues with Hal'Rek.
Excellent.
Ooh.
Yes, and I just gave him way more than 1,000 hit points on accident.
No.
It's going to be a long night.
Here for a few more seasons fighting Hal'Rek. All right, so hurt him real bad. It is now Stone. You're in the house, and
That I have lit on fire.
you look up, and there's a cat that looks scared out of its mind. That looks you right in the eyes.
It's black. Burn it.
I'm not worried about
It's
it.
giving you bad luck.
It with its little paw, it reaches up. It's underneath the bed, and it pulls down a sheet to hide itself from you. What do you do?
You're going to die in the fire, cat. And then I leave.
It was just a warning. It was.
I'm keeping the trigger on the whole way out.
Oh my gosh.
Coincidentally, as you are walking out, laying waste to everything, it seems as though this thing is starting to run low on juice.
What kind of juice does this take?
Ethanol.
Premix?
Ethanol.
Didn't we get extra? I remember we went down the basement and I asked about getting extra.
Nah, it's
Yeah,
just
it was in the
what is
book.
it? Whatever was in the pack, friends.
No,
I
the book-
looked, but there wasn't.
I know you looked it, and then
Looked.
someone else looked it better, and it turns out you found a bunch of garbage. So Stone, it seems like you might have one last go with this thing.
Yeah. I'm going to go out there and blast him with this.
Okay.
And I'm going to...
Now, I didn't think about this last time. If as close as Zarin is, if you miss, Zarin is also standing in very close proximity.
That's fine. He's strong.
aim high.
Yeah, he's very tall.
Aim small, miss small.
So what happens if I want to use something so I'm going to attack... Oh, never mind. Okay, I'm going to attack with the flame.
Okay.
So D20 plus my dex, right?
Yep.
That is a
Not
5,
so
which is
good.
plus 3 is 8,
And
and then 3 more, right?
11.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not enough to hit. So
As a bonus action,
I-
I would like to attack again.
I duck.
he's going to side duck. All right. So roll 3d8 plus your dex. And why don't you roll that, and then we'll cut to
Oh, a little break.
roll.
Go ahead and roll.
You're the one.
the one rolling.
You're the one rolling the damage, son.
Oh,
3d8.
I thought you were rolling his dodge.
No, he was being facetious.
Sorry.
3d8, please.
Here it comes.
What?
3d8.
Jesus.
She's asking for help.
Okay.
3d8. Here we go. Okay, that's 2, 6, 5. That's gonna be 13.
13 plus 6.
Yeah.
So 19. So Zaren's going to take 10. And
Ouch.
our dear friend Hal'Rek takes 10.
Our dear friend.
And our dear friend Hal'Rek takes 10. And that's where we're going to cut to a break. Welcome to the break. When I was a kid, I had a Donald Duck Pez dispenser, and we went on vacation, and my father said I was not allowed to eat any more Pez until I had dinner. We had barbecue chicken that night, which remains a staple in my household. You too could get barbecue chicken if maybe you subscribe to one of those food in a box things that you prepare, or maybe if you just travel on down to your local grocery store. But you know what you won't find at that grocery store? Well, I suppose if you walk around and start asking people, they'll probably let you borrow a phone. Do people do that? Like, if you ask, like, hey, can I browse the internet on your phone? Will people do that? No? Okay. I wouldn't. Like, yeah, here you go. Go ahead and go to missingmystics.com. Tell me all about the things that you see on there. I visit it all the time, is what they would tell you. And from there, you can check out all the things that we got going on. But the biggest thing that we've got going on coming up here soon is Wizard World Columbus. We're going to be down there hanging out, having a good time, giving away some free stuff. I'm going to be selling artwork. Check out stevemessenger.art. And while you're at the grocery store, make sure you get some Pez. Do they still sell Pez? If they don't, we should jump on that. None of that's a sponsor. Thanks for your time. We love you. We'll see you back on the show. Welcome back from the break. Hopefully you got some good tasty ice cream sandwiches. Those are good.
I had an oatmeal cream pie.
Those are good too.
That's
You
very
push
good.
snacks very heavily. Every break.
They're-
Are
about
you
snacks.
hungry?
I typically am not when I'm here. The oatmeal cream pies at the gas station are the best because they're the double deckers.
Oh, yeah.
Not that you can't do that on your own time with your own oatmeal pies. It's nice that they do it for you when you're on the go.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming back from the break. Where we left off, we had some familial issues, mostly with a button that was causing issues. So that was addressed with the child. Button on the shirt, I think, was not buttoned. Crisis averted. Thank you.
Yeah. Got it taken care of.
So far, no one's emailed saying, like, hey, is that kid okay? But I assure you, all wardrobe malfunctions have been addressed. Thanks for coming back. Where we left off, Stone had used up the last of the flamethrower bits and doused not only Hal'Rek, but maybe incidentally a little bit of Zarin.
Ouch.
And
Justice.
Oh,
it looks as though your angelic friends are handily dispatching the remnant of the obsidian, the first batch of obsidian guys that are there. And it is now Tyr's turn. And he brings his sword. Wow, Tyr's useless. I can lie about my dice rolls. That was a 2, though. So Tyr, he whips his sword around, and again, Hal'Rek's able to sidestep it, but Hal'Rek now has his turn.
Seems like Tyr
Wait.
should have like some
he should have extra attack.
extra attack, some justice sort of, abjuration to get advantage.
So Tyr cries a little bit as he is unable to do any of the things that you just said.
Oh man.
But Hal'Rek now, he's starting to look a little bit more fierce than he was before. And he decides at this point that he lets down another number of these obsidian boys, and his frame is now much more skeletal than it was. It used to be like beefier, right? It is now more skeletal looking as 6 more of these things come down.
6.
Yeah, and the one angelic figure that was talking to you originally, Zarin, he steps up to step between you and one of these guys, and he takes a hack at it. And as he does, he looks over at you, and he sees you with all these flames that are kind of wrapping around you up onto your body. And for a moment, he has a look of kind of like something familiar, but also sort of a moment of,
Recognition.
maybe. And he takes a swing at that obsidian guy, and he is doing battle with him. They seem to be holding these guys back for the time being. Hal'Rek, on the other hand, he takes a shot at you, Zarin, as you're standing there, and does... No, that's not going to hit. 16, not even close.
Get my wits about me and deflect.
Yep. So you lift up your gauntlet there and knock away his blade. It is now Vanya's turn.
All right.
All right.
I am going to sneak attack
Okay.
a vulnerable area.
Yep.
How many times can I use my whisper ability
Just the one.
until a long rest or short
Yep.
rest?
You gotta take a long rest.
Until next round.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and do your rest.
We'll see you in a few hours.
Okay. I am going to sneak attack because all the obsidian boys are taken care of right now.
Currently.
Even the extra 6.
One looks like he's in trouble. That was a trick question statement. I almost got you.
Get them team boys there.
Okay.
Yep.
In trouble.
I'm going to go for Hal'Rek then.
'Kay.
Wherever. Aim for a weak spot.
Okay.
Wherever that may be. No fire this time. Do I have an advantage because I'm sneak attacking?
Yeah.
Great.
He is unaware of you.
I'm rolling again.
He is unawares.
That's not really any better. Matter
So,
of fact, that's
you know
quite
the
worse.
last 4 rolls have been consecutive for me?
That's pretty bad.
A 1, 2, 3, and a 4.
Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at it?
I thought it was an 8 before that. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. You're moving up in the world.
Yeah. Sooner or later, you'll be in the fight. So 4 plus
9.
9. Yeah.
I rolled double deuces
Nice.
last time. I feel your pain.
Double deuce.
Yeah.
So that arrow glances off of Hal'Rek's armor, and he looks up. And
Cunning action.
yeah.
Out of 5. Ah! Now I get a 20.
Oh, would you look at that? And as he looks up, he suddenly he wipes his eyes, and then looks around like he just
Could have
lost
swore some arrows just flew at me from
the
somewhere.
hell. All right, it is Zaren's turn.
That was really close. All right.
It was.
Yes.
Die.
And multiple.
Demon.
Yes. Looks like 18 is your highest. There.
That is.
Okay.
So we got the 26
So
haven't hit, and I will use my last spell point here to
smite
again.
Smite y'all.
So as Hal'Rek is looking around for the arrow, the source of the arrow that glanced off of his armor, Zaren pivots, brings the sword up, slightly adjusts his aim. For
22.
12, yeah. 22 plus the 6, so 28.
All right, and that cleaves into his rib cage there. And now that there's less armor there to guard him, even larger chunks of this obsidian fall off. And there's now, I mean, it's taken out one whole side of the rib cage. So he's got a bit of his ethereal form is exposed there.
And I will hack once again at
Yes.
the exposed portion. Die number 4 and off the table. All right, so 19.
Okay. So as you do this, on this last attack, we're just going to copy the damage from the last one, or do you want to roll again?
That's fine.
Okay. So Zaren brings this blade horizontally across, giving everything that he possibly can. And you see the obsidian, that last bit of obsidian in the middle, shatter. And it splits in half and falls to the ground.
Hal'Rek does.
The obsidian carapace there.
I tried.
And there's this wispy form that shoots off with it, and he sort of rematerializes as the ethereal form of himself, and he looks a bit
Perturbed.
perturbed is one point, but he also looks a bit surprised, as
Yeah.
though like
Yeah, he is.
this wasn't supposed to happen like this.
Zaren's got a kind of this great sword falling to the ground and like leaning over, panting.
Yes.
Die.
And Stone, you have your opportunity. You're behind him. You are
So I have a question. If I'm just holding the flame, does he just take damage?
the flamethrower's out.
You didn't say that. You said it was getting low.
Yeah, I said you had to light one more, and then he did the one more.
And so then now it's
Yeah.
kind of like fading out.
Yeah.
Still doing damage.
Yeah, so technically, I forgot to have Hal'Rek take his damage at the start of his turn, but I also forgot to have Zaren take damage at the start of his turn.
I'll call it even.
So, we're just gonna pretend that they stopped, dropped, and rolled.
All right. So these things that are fighting him, or sorry, the things that are fighting our angels. 3 angels,
There's 3 angels.
6 of them.
Yep.
Okay. I'm
So
going
4 of
to
them died.
while I'm
Yes.
like pulling this thing off. Okay, because it's expended. It's gonna take me some time to pull this off and get my weapons out. I'm behind him now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're behind Hal'Rek.
All right. And is the exposed part his front or back?
He's completely exposed at this point.
No more obsidian boys
Okay.
to come off.
It's all sitting like a giant husk on the ground right now, all the obsidian.
All right.
While he's looking, can I say something?
Do you
I
want to
think-
give away your position?
No, but I think
outta
that
here.
it's awesome that Hal'Rek looks like, surprised, and Tyr hasn't even gotten 1 attack. That means we've done it all by ourselves.
You could say that.
You could say that.
I think that's pretty cool. All right, that's all.
All right.
He's pulled aggro.
I'm
for
gonna
all
take
bad.
I'm gonna take a.
Stone is looking through his manual.
I know.
We thought we put that manual away seasons ago when he was learning how to use his crossbow.
He has so many new cool powers.
So he's facing me or Zaren. Who's his
He
back
is
to?
facing away from you.
Okay. All right. I'll attack him. If you knew what I was thinking about, you'd understand. No one does, though.
I'm terrified to think of what you might be thinking of.
So I'm getting out my crossbow. It's going to be a +6 to hit, and I'll roll that. And I might be imbuing this if it hits. That's
Looks
a
pretty good.
19 on the die, so that puts it at 25. So I hit the
Okay.
boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Good hit.
The base on that's a D8 +3.
Let's
And-
roll some damage.
Are you imbuing?
Roll it.
I am imbuing it.
Oh.
That's a 6, so that's 9, and I am throwing in 5
5 of them side boys.
side points. Let me mark that down. So that's 9 already, and then 5d10.
5d10.
Excellent.
So this bolt, as it zips into
4.
Hal'Rek, it freezes in place inside
got
of
it.
his ethereal form, and then bursts into a nova.
So is it 9?
Yeah.
9. Okay. 15, 16, 26, 32, and 33.
So that nova explodes from within,
Wait, you're
and
gonna do it again, right?
is-
Didn't you say? Oh, you said 5.
Yeah.
you see just this wispy form of these dark ribbons of shadow shoot off of Hal'Rek, and they're slowly coming back to form in. And as they do, you see him. It's hard to like picture a ghost, like I guess lurching a bit. I guess maybe I don't know, because like why are they limping? Right? They don't have bodies. But he lurches
Memory.
forward towards Tyr, and he says, "If it's the last thing I do, it'll be to kill you, Tyr." And he reaches forward, and his ethereal hand goes into Tyr's face, and the other one rips into like underneath his rib cage, and you see Tyr trying to hold his balance, and that was bad. Tyr falls down onto the ground, and you see that he is struggling. He has dropped his sword, the Redican, and there is now this immense darkness ribboning off as he is clutching on to Tyr. The Obsidian boys seem to be held at bay. We're going to take a little bit of a turn out of combat right now to see, in this moment, what you all want to do. If it's going to be an attack, we're going to go back into combat. But if there's anything else that you want to do, move around, whatever it may be, I'm going to give you some option here as to how you want to go about this.
there something you want to do?
Yep.
I thought so.
What's that?
I'm going to pick up Redican, jam the stone into it if it's going to fit, but with the stone and Redican in hand, shout no and bring Redican into Hal'Rek to remove his arms and whatever black tendrils are reaching for Tyr.
So, picture it like this. If Tyr is kind of down on the ground, Tyr is pretty much covering up anything that you'd be able to see on Hal'Rek. You're not going to be able to hit Hal'Rek without hitting Tyr.
What kind of damage is he doing?
Who?
Hal'Rek to Tyr.
Demon damage.
Oh, good.
It sounds very necrotic.
Yes, it
Alright.
would be
I got nothing on that.
necrotic / psionic as well.
So is Tyr kind of over Hal'Rek because he's bigger?
Yeah, he's
Is that
kind of
why?
you picture like the way that Hal'Rek grabbed his up towards his face and underneath his rib cage and fell backwards. He pulled Tyr
okay.
down on top of him.
Okay. That's not what I thought the first time.
Yep.
That makes sense. Okay. But you're small. Can't you, like, run and slide and, you know, the belly of the beast kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm struggling to get the picture here of what's going on with Hal'Rek. So Tyr is on top of Hal'Rek.
Hal'Rek's like ghost guy, so
Yeah.
Tyr is pretty much on the ground. Like there's really not much underneath him you can get to.
Okay.
So Hal'Rek is under him, but he's touching him and doing this damage.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm asking stuff you already. I was too busy reading stuff.
Yes. So Hal'Rek, he's this ghostly, ethereal, black, shadowy thing that has reached underneath ribcage into Tyr's face, and he has pretty much pulled him down backwards. So Tyr is face down on the ground, and he's trying to struggle to rip out whatever wispiness is coming at him. And Zarin has made his way over. He has picked up the Redican. The ore fits almost like it was meant to be. There's some rough forms where it looks like someone tried to malform or destroy the ore in the past, and it like melts its way into place and is now part of the sword again.
Stone, lift him. You got that telekinesis move.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
grasp.
I gotta check it real quick. Move. Object. Crush, move. Sorry, I know this is riveting audio. I have move, which is move object 60 feet, after which it falls. Creature under object, DC 10 save, or 1d6 plus 1d6 per psi point bludgeoning damage. That's more object based, it seems.
Isn't there like a grasp person?
Grasp is one creature, save or grappled. Escape is an athletics or acrobatics versus my spell attack. If grappled, you can crush or move. I'm going to do something.
That would be good.
I'm going to ready an attack.
What's that?
I'm going to ready an attack for the
Okay.
first line of
I'm-
sight I have on Hal'Rek.
I'm readied for whenever he moves him up.
Yes.
Okay.
So when we go into turns, I think it would be him if I ready.
Tyr,
into
let
that.
me at him.
So, whenever that happens.
I mean, can I use move on both of them?
Just
It doesn't say like how heavy. That's what I'm struggling with.
if it doesn't say how heavy, there's not really a limit. It's just a creature.
That seems like it would be awfully broken.
Ah,
No.
good.
It says seed book.
Okay, just
Oh, for the
do the grasp on.
I grasp.
You'll need a grasp Tyr to get him to lift up.
Yeah, I'm gonna do move on tier.
Okay.
60 feet. I could do, so I'm just gonna lift him up 25 feet.
I think 10 will do, so I can still reach him.
Are you going melee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 10. All right. Okay, I'll pick him up.
Okay, so as Stone, you channel this energy and you're using everything you can to lift the god tier. He starts to twist his body upwards as you're lifting him. And Zarin, you have an opportunity with the Redican to strike at Hal'Rek. And go ahead and roll. As long as, yeah.
That's an 18.
Oh,
So, is it?
18 on the die?
That's a 12, but that's
Oh.
a 21 to hit.
Okay. So you take the Redican, and how is it that you want to drive this into Hal'Rek?
Whatever is most vulnerable, not connected directly to tier, I want to avoid driving the sword into tier if I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, into Hal'Rek's skull if I can see it and it's not attached to tier.
Okay. So as closely entangled as Hal'Rek is, you're not going to get away without collateral. So,
Well, it looks like he has a really good clinch on tier. So I don't have a lot of time to judge. I was kind of readied, so whatever area that looks like it's least damaging for tier and most damaging for Hal'Rek.
All right, what do they weigh?
18.5 pounds. So you bring
Good.
the Redican sort of at an angle overhead to swoop down across what would be the back of Hal'Rek's neck down into his spine, and it does cleave clean through into Hal'Rek. And as it does, this immense, you could feel that the way that amulet was vibrating before, you feel this as it hits, and there's just 1,000 points of just shattered light just shatters off of him. And this powerful beam of light also shoots down into Tyr. And as you're standing there, you see the twisted form of Hal'Rek, and this sort of ghastly, sort of skeletal, demonic face spins around and it looks you in the eyes, and it vaporizes in front of you. And as this light is still emitting straight out of the sword, this beam of light shoots down into Tyr, and it is starting to disrupt his soul as well.
Pulling it back as quickly as possible.
So, Tyr hunches down. He's down on hands and knees, and he is just shaking as this energy is burst into him. And the sword, as much as you have tried to pull off, it has a bit stuck into him, and he is clutching at the sword to pull it out. And as he's struggling to pull out this sword, and the light's shaking, and all this is going on around you, and the angels look up from the battles that they're fighting. So we're going to end this week's episode. We'll catch you next time on Myths and Mystics.